does that even mean, Bowers game corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out Maze Racers from Foxmine. This is for 2 players. Take about 20 minutes to play. It's for ages 8+. And in Maze Racers, you are going to be building your own maze on this tray right here with these magnetic pieces, and then you're going to be swapping mazes with someone else and then trying to race to beat your opponent's maze. The first person to beat their opponent's maze 2 times is going to be the winner of this game. It's light, it's simple, but is it good? Let's open it up and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Maze Racers. So first and foremost, we have a handy dandy rule booklet. It's pretty much 3 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples, and it's very well done. It should have you up and running in no time at all. It also has some different ways to do team racing and some advanced play as well. But in Maze Racers, you are going to be creating a maze that looks something like this, and then you're going to be racing to beat your opponent's maze while they try to beat your maze. And the first person to get to win 2 out of 3 rounds is going to be the winner. Oh, it didn't fit in there. Haha. So I'd have to go back up to the top. So let's. This is just a maze that I just made right now before I shot this. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Boom. Oh, well, I screwed it up. Which is a good time to show you how you set up your maze. That's actually a really poor example. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take out your board and you're going to decide whether or not where your starting point is and where your ending point is going to be. So for that particular example, the starting point was in green and the ending point was in yellow. Now what you're going to do is you're going to create your maze. And you can make it however you want, as intricate as you want. But the catch is, when you are done with your maze, or when you're, you can flip the sand timer, and the other person has that much time to finish their maze. So let's just go ahead and make a maze that actually works. Now, apparently what I screwed up doing in that particular maze was not using the spacer, because the spacer, if you can fit it through there, the ball can fit through there. And I could have swore I fit it through the spacer. I actually tried to make it so one of the things on the bottom would go through and one would not, to kind of throw people off. So let's go that way, and maybe we'll do this. These are all magnetic. They work very, very well. They don't move very much. Shaking, 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 shaking. Not going to be coming off. Actually, let's... No, that'd be way too easy. Or maybe it wouldn't. Let's try it. Let's try it out. And then maybe it'd be like a complicated kind of thing where it's like, oh, which way do we go? Do we go left or do we go right? I don't know, man. So, set that up like so. And maybe about now they would flip the sand timer and be like, ah, no, I need to speed it up. I need to speed it up. So, let's go right here. And then, sure, that's my maze. So, this would be a pretty bad maze. Put it in the starting thing, and then they would have to jiggle it around, and they'd probably go this way, and they would be done. Well, that wasn't a particularly good maze, but the one before was actually a really good maze. It actually had one way that looked like it was supposed to work, and then one way that would, like right down here. There was supposed to be enough room so you could fit it in through there. But yeah, that's what you're going to do. And then once whoever wins that race is going to get a point. You'll do it again, and you're going to go, the first person to get 2 points, so 2 out of 3, is going to be the winner of Maze Racers. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game's played. Alrighty then, Maze Racers from Foxmine. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. 2 players, restricted player count. Now, you could play it with more if you had more than 1 copy of the game and make like some round-robin rules, which I think would actually be a really stinking cool idea. I would love to do that in my classroom if I had more than 1 copy of the game. But out of the base box, you can only play 2 players. Also, it is repetitive. You're going to build a maze and then race, and then build a maze and then race and try and do your opponent's maze, and then build a maze and race, try and do your opponent's race, and then the game's over. It might be over after doing it twice. And you're going to do that every single time. There's no real strategy in this game except for build a better maze, race faster. And for that reason, you know, I put it mostly in the family/children's category. Maybe the party game category. In some instances, I could see this being a fun sort of ice-breaking party-style game. But for the most part, family/children's game, which is not going to be for everybody. Any other cons that I have of the game? I wish the board was a little bit bigger. You know, it is big. Maybe it's just I wish the pieces were a little bit thinner. Maybe I wish they were just, like, halved. But I imagine that would, like, not be as easy or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's some production issues because, moving on to the pros, Maze Racers is one of those games that I don't think it's a great game. And I want to start up by saying that, which is odd, because I'm going to recommend it, and I'm going to tell you that I'm keeping it. And I tell you all the time that I only keep great games anymore. But this is one of the exceptions just because how unique this game is. So I think this is a very good game. And I think for some people, this is going to be a great game. I think some people, and I've seen some kids in my class who just absolutely went nuts with this. And they sat there and they built like these super intricate mazes over the course of 20 minutes. And it was just like, I don't want to play. I just want to build this maze. And then you want to try and do this maze, Mr. Forster? And I was like, yeah, sure. And they would sit there and they'd use all these pieces. And they would have like these numerous different paths and different ways you could go. And they'd be like ever so carefully using the spacer just to make sure everything fit just perfectly right. And it was a fantastic creative outlet for some of these kids. And I think that could be something that could really be great for the kids in your household too, if you have kids that are on the creative side. I know my son really enjoyed building a maze. He didn't like the game. He didn't like the racing part. He didn't like the competing part. But he liked the concept of physically building something in a 3D area that's normally in this 2D confinement. And he really enjoyed that. So what do I like about the game? So first and foremost, it's easy to learn, it's easy to teach, and I'm going to put this as both a family game and a children's game because kids can play this by themselves. I taught the kids in my class how to do it, and with no time running, like after one game, they were like, oh, we can do this on our own. So that's always a good thing. I also like the components. The components are top-notch. Like, look at that. Not moving. Not moving. Like, these magnets, they are very, very solid. The balls work perfectly. The spacers work well, except for me in that middle part because I'm a moron. So I like all that. I like the base concept as well. I like the concept of trying to build two mazes, the building and then the racing. It's just two completely different aspects, and I like that as well. Now, I will say one more comment I do have on the con side is that this is a game where you kind of need even skill levels. Because what I found when I was playing with the kids in my classroom is if I had a higher skill level than the kids, I crushed them every single time. Just because my fingers were moving faster and I played more mazes, so I had more ideas of different ways you could try and throw people up and trick people and stuff like that. But when you have people on even skill levels, it's really fun to watch. And especially with the kids in my class, I really enjoyed watching them and seeing where their skill level was based on the mazes they made. The kids like taking pictures of their mazes and they were showing their moms and they're like, can I keep this Mr. Forrest until the end of the day so I can have my mom try and do my maze? And that was really well. So in the end, you know what? I retracted. I do think that this could be a great children's and family game if you have the right kids. Now, if you don't have the right kids who are not going to be infatuated with making the mazes, I still think this is a very good family and children's game. I absolutely do. So, depending on how creative / competitive your kid is, I think this should go from very good to great. But the bottom line is, I don't think you can miss with Maze Racers. I think it is a lot of fun. The kids in my class really enjoyed this game, and I enjoyed playing it with them as well. So that is Maze Racers going into my collection because of how distinctive and unique the game is, and also because it's a heck of a fun game. So if you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below, and in the comments below, let me know. I Spy. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. What is it? Hidden Pictures, the one where you had to like squint your eyes or do weird stuff to see it. Could you do that? For me personally, no. I had to really focus, like super hard. I'd be like, oh, I can see the outline. And then it'd be like, well, what is it? It's a car. I'd be like, oh no, I don't see a car. I just see, kind of an outline. And then it's staring. It's like that scene from Mallrats. That guy's just staring at the 3D picture. That's how I feel. That's how I always feel with 3D pictures. Let me know in the comments below. Those hidden pictures. Were you able to see them? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.